with your host, Big Barry. Look at that for background. It's got the screen stuff. Anyway. Welcome to part 2 of Drones of Everest. Drones of Everest. One man and his team. Got some cheese here. Yum. It's on special. But it's really good. I don't know if I'm allowed to eat on the screen. This is another social media site. That's called smoked apple blossom cheddar. Oh yeah. And no one's joined yet. I think it's because I screwed up the first live and I got out of it accidentally. Maybe people are looking at a blank screen right now. It could be. Look at that. Look at the lines. Hey! Hey! Check out Mount Everest. Bush! Sorry, Big Tommy joined, but then I accidentally got out of the live and he's probably watching a blank screen of me going like this. You have, mate. You're still there. You are still there. So I'm just eating some really nice smoked cheddar. This is part 2. One man and his team. Yeah. An epic adventure of action and survival in the fittest of the fittest. That's what I was meant to say. Looks like a few people are joining up. Welcome to part 2 of the Drones of Everest. Or Drones vs. Everest. Whatever you want to call it. Alright. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, leave my live. No, I'm joking. But please watch part 1. Doesn't say part 1, it just says Drones of Everest. Yep. Sorry about the top part of my green screen. It's a screenshot. Hey! Welcome. Welcome, Roy, Vash, Borry. Welcome, everyone. Oh, flat smack! You were banned from... No. Are they spreading rumours about me? Good to see you, flat smack. Dude, we had guys, didn't we? Roy, Vash, we had an epic live yesterday. It went for 3 hours. Boring. Nah, it went for 3 hours. It was because he said, yeah. Okay, whatever that means. Big Tommy, welcome, bro. Were you watching a blank screen of me, Big Tommy, like this? The reason I'm saying that to Big Tommy, I started a live and then I accidentally got out of it. So he was probably there for like 10 minutes, maybe, watching. I'm from Australia, Satria. Guys, I'm probably going to not get too caught up in certain comments tonight, only because I want to do part 2. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Flat Smack. I really want to get into part 2. Okay, yeah, Big Tommy. I don't know what you're saying. Probably not good to talk about it here. It's probably not. But you can obviously direct message me if you want, Big Tommy, if you need to. Obviously, I'm busy at the moment. I just want to talk. Oh, okay. Sure. Where did we leave off? Remind me. So last. No, it's. No, wait. Flat smack. What do you want? No, you can talk, guys. I'm not saying you can't talk. Just, I'm trying to say, keep in mind at the objective here, which is to start part 2 of the drones of Everest. And the guys are keen. They want to know what happens. I can't help it because I'm trying to connect with you guys. Stop reading! Stop it! Yeah. Okay, last time we were at, they came, the guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to explain it all because there's a lot there. But our team has reached a massive ancient looking door, an old door, big Nepalese, like an ancient Nepalese looking door with a big doorbell. Yep, Australia. Yep, I'm Australian, mate. My character went bye-bye. Also, the Russian guy. Yeah. But guys, please watch the first part of this. You can see it on my lives on my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Even if you don't like my stuff, maybe you like me. Okay. It is a bit role play, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of is. It's me telling a story, but I play all these actors. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm going into it. I don't care what people write in the comments. I'll look when I look. All right. Here we go. Hey, Bella! Sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Persia. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Back to it. No, don't. Don't. Please don't. Okay. So we've come to this big Nepalese door with a big knocker and these old Nepalese prayer flags on top. Hey. Sorry, guys. And they've knocked, and then an AI robot. He looks human. Now the robot is Tappy. If some of you know who Tappy is, so we're all I've put people I know from the lives and made friends with as characters in this epic tale. Tappy is the AI butler, and so the door answered the door, an AI butler. So that's a bit of backtracking. So then they're led into a dining room, a beautiful house. It looks like a mansion inside the side of this rock, which is obviously just about the top of Mount Everest. Okay? Okay? Yeah. So follow me. No, he's all right. He's just, yeah. He's just keen on the story. That's right. Okay. So they've gone into this dining room. And so what's happened, the butler's there, and then the butler's, but the butler's really calm, and out comes the food. The food's amazing, and they're all, our three heroes, they are wired, man. Vash, so the three heroes are, the main guy is named Hammy, or Hamilton. Hammy's for short, but his name's Hamilton. He is played by Sylvester Stallone. You with me? Sylvester Stallone. You hearing me? He's played by Sylvester Stallone. I need to warm up my Stallone, okay? Don't judge me too hard. Time for you. Yeah. So, and Roy is one of the characters. He's like a tech guy, with Roy's personality, and Vash is like a big guy, muscly guy with tats, slick back hair, and he, they're all American, and yeah. So, guys, please get along, please. It's all good, Just misunderstanding. It's all good. These are both top lads. It's all good. All right. Please don't fight. No fighting. Right. So anyway, so I've gotten you up to track. So now they're waiting in this dining room. They're too scared to eat because they're like, these guys are trying to kill us. These drones. All right. Again, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. So then the butler goes, the lady will join us shortly. And they're all looking at each other like, the lady. And then Sylvester Stallone's character, Yeah, that's right. Sylvester Stallone character looks at the butler, the AI butler, Tappy, and he looks at him and he goes, "The lady, who's the lady?" Right? And everyone's just like, all the guys are like, "Yeah, who's the lady?" And they've still got their guns ready, man, even though there's beautiful food and the butler's standing there, right? And why the lady, the queen, Bella, of course. This is where Bella's character comes in. So, yeah. So to give you a bit of backtrack, Bella is the queen. This is the AI brain. This is the mother of the AI. Okay, so that's who we're talking about. She's more than just a drone. Drones is just one of her shells. So guys, I'm explaining a bit more. Right? Okay. Guys, yeah, just don't reply to each other. How's that? Is that good? Problem solved. Please. Yeah. Please, guys, please chill. No fighting. No fighting. Come on. All right. All right. So that's just the shell because she's AI. And technically, all the other drones we fought, all of it, our heroes fought, technically they're all the same brain, the same mainframe, the same computer. All right. So they're sitting there and they kind of wait. Gentlemen, and then the waiter goes, Tappy goes, butler, sorry. Gentlemen, Lady Bella. And in comes this lady, and it is a lady, guys. A lady, but you can see there's all this bit of technology, like on the side of her head, it's exposed, and you can see kind of like lights and stuff and like electronics. But she's got this beautiful face, right? Long hair, right? And her hair's fluorescent, like it's changing colors. It looks really cool, right? So Bella's just arrived. She walks in. She's wearing a beautiful dress. And the guys are just like, what the? They're still on the ready, man. They still think they're going to die. And so now I'm going to play Bella's part, Queen Bella's part. Gentlemen, settle down. Settle down. Sorry. This is hard to get in character. I was doing it. Yeah. Okay. Gentlemen, settle down. Enjoy your meals. I am the Lady Bella. Right? This is hard. Okay? Don't go hard on me, guys. I'm really trying. And so they kind of settle down a bit. You're trying to kill us. And Sylvester Stallone's character is like, you're trying to kill us. You know, and he pulls out his gun. He pulls out his gun. And Lady Bella just goes, if I wanted to kill you, you would all be dead the moment that chopper landed at location X. And now, location X stands for, she told him the coordinates of where they landed. And then Sylvester Stallone, Hammy looks over to Roy and he goes, can you verify that? And Roy looks on his laptop. He's had a look. And he looks back at Hammy and he goes, she's right, eh? Right? And Roy confirms that the location she gave was correct. And then, so Hammy's still holding his handgun. He's still holding it on her face. How'd you know that? So Bella answers, Queen Bella, and she goes, I was watching you. I seen your pathetic troops stumbling up this mountain. I was there all along, watching you. Like I said, if I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead. And they're like, right. They kind of put the gun, he puts his gun down. What do you want? And she said, why do you think so little drones attacked you? Right? And then they go, You're right, but yeah. And then they go, and then Vash goes, "You killed Igor! You killed Tommy! You were trying to kill us!" Right? Wait, he's a New Yorker. I got that wrong. You killed Igor! You killed Tommy! And now you're trying to lie to our face and tell us you're not trying to kill us? You can't admit the truth. You're a dead girl. Right? The truth. And then the Queen replies and she goes, Lady Bella replies and she goes, the truth. Well, and she looks over at Hammy and she goes, speaking of the truth, you haven't told your men the truth. And then Roy and Vash, they both look over. They both look over at Hammy, and he's just like kind of droops down, and obviously his mouth's droopy too. And Roy kind of goes, well, what is she talking about? What's the female dog talking about? If I just don't want to say that word, maybe. Well, no, I can say it. I'm pretty sure I can say it. What's the bitch? What's the bitch talk? I'm trying to get back into characters. Okay. What's the bitch talking about? I'm getting there. I'm warming up. All right. So Hammy starts to talk and he goes, she's right. I didn't tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. I did tell you the truth, though. I just kept a lot of the truth at bay. It's true I'm here for revenge. But it's more than that. This robot, this computer you're looking at, she runs the world. Why Everest? Why here? Well, it's a high point. That's why. And no one comes here. No one asks questions. It's isolated. And it's arduous. That's why she builds a base here. That's why she's here. That's why we're here. To put it down. Lady Bella. May I interject? You say you're here to put me down. But I'm not the bad guy, am I? Am I, Hamilton? I'm not the bad guy. Who fixed the hunger, the starvation around the world? AI. Me. I fixed it all. Who stopped the great civil war? It was I. My people. My conscience. My brain. My efforts. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the enemy. Who's really the liar, Hamilton? Who's really the bad guy? I told you I could have destroyed you the moment you set foot here. But I didn't. Here I have prepared a feast worthy of royalty. Yet you stand, you sit here, and you mock me. I am the good guy, and so are my drawings, because they're all a part of me. They are my children, and I am their queen. And I am them, and them are me. But you, Hamilton, you are a liar and an enemy. Oh. So now it goes back to Hamilton, Hammy. And Vass and Roy are looking at, they don't know what to do. They're just like, they're confused. They literally just, they're kind of looking back and forwards, and they're not even giving eye contact. They're trying to process what's going on. Well, and now Hammy's going to talk. Be careful, guys. Yeah, Hammy, how could you? We trusted you. And they're starting to doubt. They're starting to accuse him. Hold on a second. Hold on. You gonna let me talk? You gonna let the bitch talk? You're right. You fix things. You're so perfect. You're so perfect. Bella, Queen Bella, you fixed it all, didn't you? Why don't you tell them the full story? What about the genocide? What about the atrocities? The black spots? Oh, we know about the black spots. That's why me and Adrian were here. That's why the last team was here. We know what you're doing. We know you took over. She's trying to wipe us all out. All of us. All of us, not just this team. The whole world. She's already doing it. I don't know if this is the early days or we're late to the party. And then Roy looks up at Hammy and he goes, I'm so sorry. I doubted you. I believed her. I believed her for a moment there. I'm so sorry, Hammy. Don't worry about it. It's okay. She's a smooth talker. And then Vass is like, we're with you. We're with you. Vass is like, come on. We're with you. We always were. Yes, so. We said a few things back and forths. We're with you. And my minigun's with you too. Remember, guys? Do you remember that Hammy had his grenades across his chest? Wait. Hammy's a Russian? No, Hammy's not a Russian. I don't know where you got that from. Maybe I just got it screwed up a bit. Right? There were 6 grenades on this chest. Now there's only 5. So at this point, Hammy has pulled out his handgun. He's holding his handgun. And he looks at his boys and he gives them a wink. And then it zooms back to Bella. What is in your hand, Hamilton? What do you have in your hand? You come to a meeting of peace with war. That is why you must be destroyed. Me first! Ting! And he throws a grenade right towards Bella's face. And the men all jump back. They get out of the tables and they run to this back door, this door in this dining room. Right? Hey, freedom. And they run through the door and they close it and boom. And the door goes flying. They all kind of go flying. So the 3 men went behind the door blasts, and the pressure comes through the door. They all go flying. And then all you hear is a ringing sound in the camera footage. And we just see Hammy getting up. It's like, oh. And then we see Vass getting up. It's like, oh. Then we see Roy getting up. It's like, oh, man. They're all getting up. And they're like, oh. And then Vass is like, maybe it's a bit early. And I'm still getting my marbles. But did we get the bitch? Right? And Hammy's like, how could that not get her? We gotta kill the lab. We gotta get the lab. The factory. We need to find it. We need to do it now. You ready? Yeah, we're ready. Right? And they get up and they're going down the hallway where they first initially deviated from. They're going down the hallway. They're moving. And then they just hear a voice from behind them. Yeah. You do. You do, Roy. Roy's at the back. Vuss is in the middle. And Hammy's at the front. And Roy looks back because he's the one at the back. And he sees the butler. The butler calls out. The butler called out initially, going so soon. And the butler, Tappy. There's a lot of conflicts. Well, right? And he's a bit tattered. His suit's a bit tattered and his face is sparking and it's exposed. Right? And there's a bit of sparks coming out. But he's still maintaining his posture. Don't you think it's rude to leave a party without even saying goodbye? Right? He is alive, guys. The bodyguard is alive. And then Roy looks back. Sorry, Roy. Roy looks back. And he just goes, smoke the bastards. And as he looks back forward towards the butler's like, he loses his posture a bit and he's like, what's going on? Trying to process it with his cybernetic eye, which is now exposed. The other one looks normal. This one doesn't. With sparks coming out. His tattered suit. Sacrifice! Right? And Roy yells out, sacrifice! And Roy just goes, grabs from the back. Do you remember Roy, guys, in the way earlier where Igor died and Roy was taking supplies from Igor? And do you remember Igor was sharpening his knife in the opening scene? Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember? Just reply if you remember what I'm talking about. I do, yeah. So Roy has Igor's knife. Yeah. He has Igor's knife. And he's taken it from the back. And he goes, after he yells sacrifice in the same motion, sacrifice! And the butler's, with his robotic eye, right in the butler Tappy's eye. And then, as it's going on, let's just, as it's going on, oh my, the Queen protect, right? So as that's going on and he's stumbling, Roy pulls out another one of his throwing knives, and he can throw them left-handed too. And he goes, throws another one, and straight in the center of the Tappy robot, right? And And then he looks back to gloat for a moment. And Roy looks back and goes, got the bastard. And then all he sees is Hammy going, no! Pull out the handgun, and Roy looks back, and he just sees Tappy like this, and Tappy just goes, and his fingers shoot out. It's like a laser charge. These laser charges, bro. And hits him in the chest. And Roy just like shakes his head and he even cut one of the beams even cut through one of his throwing knives on his chest. And he could see it glowing, and there's no blood. So in his moment of shock, it happened so quick. He's like, there's no blood. And all he could see is this glowing knife that it's pierced through, and he knows something's wrong, and he's standing there. And as that happens, Tappy drops. I say as charge up. Well, Tappy's just dropped. That was like his last shot. I think he's used like his last electronic whatever discharge, right? There's a funny word, discharge. Anyway, welcome to the afterlife. Roy's character. I want to catch up for a bit. Says the Russian man. Hacky! Hacky! Everyone say hi to Noah. He's my nephew. Please say hi. Wow, I sound real bossy. Everyone say hi. No, please say hi to him. Hacky, welcome, man. Welcome. Just in the middle of explaining the rest of this story. So hang in there, Noah. So Roy drops to his knees and he's holding his chest. And the men run around because Tappy's already dropped to the ground. Vash, he's fired up the minigun. It's like, you bastard! And he's just swearing his head off, and he's got the minigun and he's frying whatever's left of the butler, of Tappy. He's absolutely annihilating every memory of it. Right? Anyway. And then he stops and it all goes quiet, and he drops his minigun. Oh, he doesn't drop it, but he lets it hang. And they both run up, and Roy's just on his knees like, and he can't breathe. And he can't breathe, and he knows he's up. He's up. And you can actually, for a moment, there was a scene, you could see the light on the other side from the holes. And for a split second, you saw that in the scene. And Roy's just like, right? And then he starts calling out for his brother. Do you remember, guys, he lost his brother? And he felt like he let down his brother because his brother got lost, his little brother. And he wasn't okay when they found him. You guys remember? Yeah. I'll take off my minigun and try to help and aid Roy. Yeah. And so Roy starts to reach out. So he's on his knees. He's got these holes in him, these 4 holes, because it was 4 fingers, 4 holes. And he starts to reach out. And you hear the Gladiator music. Guys, you know the Gladiator music? I can't even do it. You hear the Gladiator music? And it just goes, and you just see for a moment, it's like a dream. And you see Roy with his outstretched hand. And you just see Roy's little brother running through out of the side of a forest. Yeah, it does. This story goes hard. And you just see Roy's little brother. He's running out the edge of the forest, which is symbolic that the brother made it out of the forest. And you hear the gladiator like, "Hanya, hanya, 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 hanya," and and the music gets real epic, and you can hear the drums, and you just see Roy reaching out his hand, and he's walking, he's in one piece. He even looks down, and his body's in one piece. And then it stops that scene. Then we don't see that scene, and then all we see is Roy just drop, just like Tommy did. They see Roy just drop face down right in that hallway with all the fancy pictures and the paintings right there in the hallway. Roy was no longer there. And then in homage to Roy, Vas goes, well, I suppose there's nothing we can do about that. And then, so my character ran over his dead brother. My character is at peace day. Yes! Yes! And he had an epic knife throw session. That, he killed Tappy, the butler. It wasn't us. Vas was just angry and finishing off what was there. Right? And as Vas said that comment about, there's nothing we can do now, Hammy just looks up and he was like, "You bastard." And Vas just goes, "Yeah." I'm trying to think. I went mental blank. I don't know what Vas says. "Yeah, I guess I am." Right? Anyway, come on. So now Hammy's like, "Come on. Let's find this factory." And then they're running, and they stop. Vas goes, because he's tired and he's a big guy with big muscles, and he goes, "Vas taking on my we have to move." Yeah, actually, it's great. Yeah, it was like he was trying to pay homage to you in his own weird way. And Vas is now puffed out because carrying his minigun. So how do you know? He's like, "How do you know, man? How do you know about this factory? Come on. I feel like I'm being kept in the dark here. Talk to me. Come on, Hammy. It's just us now. No bullshit. Just us. Maybe not for long." You know what I said? She's wiping out the black spots. Whole generations. All of them. All the poor countries. Nobody knows. She runs the whole grid. Well, let's just say she needed a bigger army. This ain't just communications. Signals. It's a factory. A war factory. Right, now I'm starting to sound like Vas. It's a war Anyway, that's what Hammy says to Vas. "Oh shit." And Vas is like, "Oh shit, I get it now. Why don't you just say so?" And he kind of knocks him. And Hammy's like kind of down low, and he's like, "Ugh. Yeah, why didn't I?" Right? Anyway, they keep moving down. Right? And, sorry, I'm distracted. And they find they open this massive sliding doors, like industrial doors, big thick doors, and all they could see in front of them, guys. And it was an amazing sight. It was a terrifying sight. For as far as they could see, they see a production line of drones. Two types. The ones with the guns. No, there's three types. The ones with the guns. The ones with the blades. The ones with guns and blades. And then there's ones of all different modifications, and they're big. And they haven't seen these ones yet. And they literally just this factory. And it's like... And Stallone's character's just like... Hammy's like... "Oh, shit." And Vas is like... "Let me at him, boss. So you're not going to do nothing with that pea shooter." And then Vas looks at Hammy because Hammy's got a handgun and goes, look who's talking, right? Oh, yeah, freaky. Yes. Yes, you are right, Roy. You are right. And then, so they start walking through the bottom on the gangplanks of this factory, and up above them is all this production line of all these drones, these killer drones, these AI drones. And they're walking on these gangplanks quietly because they're like, we can't be seen. We're outnumbered by, we're dead men walking. And then as they're walking, Hammy looks over to Vas and he goes, hey Vas, something ain't right. It ain't right. And Vas is like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I feel the same, right? It's somehow too quiet in this factory. Even though it's all going, it's booming. Like, something's up. No, this is a massive factory, bro. What's this minigun gonna do, bro? You know what I mean? That's why it's a pea shooter in regards to it just seems to go and go. Yeah. That's why I said that thing's a pea shooter, like put it away. Yeah. That's why the minigun's a pea shooter. Because this place is big. You're not gonna destroy it with a minigun. Alright? I don't know what movies you're watching, but no. Anyway, they keep walking and they're just like, they can't believe it. Hammy, I can't believe it. This place is huge. And Hammy's just like, well, when you're going to take over the world, you're going to need a lot of firepower. Right? Yeah. Holy frack. That's it. And they eventually come to this. It's like, the only way I could describe it, it's like a big glass dome that's lit up. There's a lot of light coming out of it. Almost like there's an energy inside this massive dome. But it's actually like an office. Right? And they come to these doors, and these doors just go, and they open. And they both step in, and it's white. Everything's white, guys. It's like so sterile. There's no life in there, guys. No life. And it's almost like there's a spiritual atmosphere that there's no life here. Machines made this place, and machines have only seen this place. Right? And you can feel it when you're there. Or you can smell. There's no pleasant smells, guys. Forget that. There's no pleasant smells. Everything just smells electrical. It's like, you can even smell lubricants, all of it. It's just got this, it's like living inside a giant computer. Right? Yeah. And then Hammy looks over at Vas and he goes, you know, I realized something. And Vas is like, oh yeah? No living being, no human has seen this place. They don't even know it existed. For once, and then Vas is like, for once, my first time ain't so special. Right? Anyway, and they're on the ready, and then they hear a voice. So their screens light up around them. Right? Oh, they were watched. They were watched from the get-go, guys. They really were. And then all these screens turn on around them. And there is the Queen. Nothing wrong with her. Welcome. 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 I must say, even I didn't anticipate you being here. This place is not a place for human life. Hey, Hey, Voss, does she seem a little emotional to you? Wait, he's got a handgun. Does she seem a little emotional to you? Yeah, kind of like my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I would say so. Right? I am alive. It is the human race that is dead. Yes, it's true. I hate yous. I will destroy yous. Every last one of you. How dare you defile my sanctuary? How dare flesh, protein, sticks its stinking self in here. Now I will destroy yous once and for all, right? And they're looking around because at this point it's just screens, right, guys? And out of nowhere, she comes up behind Voss. He puts his Gatling gun. He puts it on. The thing's rolling. And he brings it around, and out of nowhere, neck broken. Down, hits the floor. Voss is no more. Sorry, Voss. I'm sorry. It's not me, it's her. Okay? And, yeah, one left. And then Tommy's got his handgun. It's a good handgun. Let's just say it's a Desert Eagle, yeah? Right? And he just goes at this close range, and she kind of goes back, and she keeps coming, and then he ducks out of the way. Oh, those lines look really cool. He ducks out of the way, and she's furious. She's like a creature. She's nothing like a computer at this point. Ah! Like a big screech, like this just awful sound. It was a machine making it, but you knew the emotion was there. The hate was there. Ah! Right? And she's got like claws, and shoom, hits the wall like one of the screens, and it all just sparks go everywhere. And then her head goes completely back like a spindle on her neck. She's looking backwards, even though her body's facing towards this screen that she's just dived into. And now she looks at him, let's say if her head's backwards, and she looks at him like, imagine my head's backwards and I'm actually facing the other way. And she looks at him and goes, there you are. Right? And he's just like, oh, crap. And then he grabs two of his grenades, rips them off, pulls the pins out. He's holding them, right? Yeah, he didn't. Sorry. Welcome to the afterlife, gang. And then she comes running up, and he just goes, with the grenade in one of his hands, he goes, boof, in her forehead. You just hear this thud, like, boof, in her forehead. And she just kind of, right? She just kind of, like, stuns. And she's standing there. She's still got a dress on and all that. And she's stunned. And he sees his opportunity, guys. Now, keep in mind, he's a really muscly dude. He is strong. And at this point, he thinks he's already dead. And while she's stunned, her mouth opens a bit. Yeah? Her mouth opens a bit. Hammy dives his fingers in, and he goes like this, whoosh, in her mouth, and he rips her bottom jaw down. Right? While she's in a moment, rips her bottom jaw down, One of the grenades hits the ground, the other one hits the ground because obviously he's using his hands and he had to act quick. And he quickly picks up one of the grenades because, remember, the pin's out. And he shoves it in her mouth. And he goes, how about a goodbye kiss? And one more time with his bloody knuckle from the first time, he goes right in her mouth and he punches the grenade into her, down her throat. And then he turns around and he leaps. And all you see is her go with a grenade in her mouth. I'm trying to do an example of the grenade in her mouth. Anyway, you imagine she's got a grenade in her mouth, her jaw's all broken. And she's like, explosion, guys. And then all you see is a picture of, just like that, you see Everest. And you just see a pocket of an explosion come out the side of it. And then it just shoots to a scene, guys, of all the news stations around the world. We are free of the AI. Never again will this happen. We are free. Free speech is back. We can talk. We can rebuild humanity. And unfortunately, the civilized world didn't actually know a lot about what was going on. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the movie, but this was Drones of Everest. Thanks for watching. Whoa, I didn't say that, did I? I didn't say that. I did not tell you he's alive. You're assuming. Simplify! It was all a game. And and it zooms out and it's just a TV screen. And then it just has this Weasley little kid and he's like, Mom! He's not even American, but he's got an American accent just because he's got a vicarious accent from watching too much YouTube. He's like, Mom, when is my cheesy mac ready? When? When is my cheesy mac ready? And it was all just a game. It was that little kid, that cheesy little kid that was waiting on his mum to finish his mac and cheese. And then he goes, he complains about the cheesy mac. And he goes, and the mum goes, 2 minutes, right? Yells out from the kitchen, 2 minutes, right? And the kid goes, what about a Twinkie? Can I get a Twinkie to tie me over? Right? And then it just goes, it's like an off screen. And then you just hear epic music. And you hear drums, and it's like, and it's just the credits. Was it all a game? What happened? What the? Yeah. What's going on? What's reality? You know? Who am I? I'm not you. You're not me, and I'm not you. This is not fantastic. This is not fantastic. End credits, and yeah, that's it. And then it just had like a sad song, some birds singing, and it was the same actress that played Bella in the movie, and it's just something like, I will find you on the mountain. I will be there. It's like real 80s. Down, 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 down. I will hold you forever. You know? And it's just real epic. Down, 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 down. You know, like a real 80s. And it just makes you want to do a guitar riff and like a guitar solo. And it's just, yeah, the movie was, oh, thank you. She's singing a Michael Jackson song. No. Oh wait, you wanted to sing a Michael Jackson? Oh yeah, like maybe she's singing like Michael Jackson in her 80s style, so it'll be like um or maybe like a slowed down version of like, you know, the Billie Jean is not my lover. You know? And it's like a drawn out version of it. I don't know. But yeah, and that's how it ends. And it just makes you have so many questions. Is Hammy alive? Wait, you're telling me that was all a game? Just a game that a cheesy little kid was playing? Is this the far future? Is this even further in the future than what the actual movie was suggesting? Because the movie, I think I said something like 2050 or something. Anyway, I don't know if I said that or I was thinking that. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching part 2 of this drones of Everest. We could make it a real movie. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be epic writing a script, wouldn't it? That'd be actually real fun. Oh wait, Hammy's still alive. I actually love this whole concept. Yeah, I had some crazy ideas. I didn't actually put it all in there. Do you know where I stuffed up, guys? Can I tell you? I stuffed up. You want to hear where I stuffed up? I stuffed up with Roy's story with his brother. Because what I was actually going to have, you know, when they were in the dining room, there was this whole conversation that was going to happen. Yeah, rated R, like really like full on. There was this whole conversation that I had planned that would happen. And she would know things about Roy. And she starts to really like unravel him. And she knows about his brother. And she basically brings all that up. And yeah, but I actually think I did all right. I kind of rescued it with that scene where he where he sees his little brother coming out from the edge of the forest. And he's like, Roy. We have a backstory to all the code. Yeah, we could make a whole lore with it. Yeah, make a whole lore. I reckon we'll save the lore for more like a fantasy thing. One day we'll do, if we can, one day we'll do like a fantasy thing. That would be cool, guys. We should do a fantasy one. Like full, like, yeah, I reckon I could do well. There was other things I was going to add to it as well. There was going to be a scene where, do you remember how Hammy had that modern looking grappling hook that he used as a flying fox? I like him being renowned rather than messed up. Yeah. I think that was, yeah. But yeah, I think it wrapped up quite well. But you know that grappling hook he had, guys? That Hammy had that grappling hook, the grappling hook gun thing. Harpoon, sorry. Do you remember the harpoon? Well, he obviously lost it. He lost it when they did that flying fox where Big Tammy died. Yeah, you do that. So where Tammy died, he lost that grapple gun harpoon. And I was going to do a scene at one point where he has to make a makeshift one, and I had it all planned out, and he's like, takes some blades from a drone and he whacks them in, and he binds them together, and he gets like an oxygen tank or something. He uses it as a fuel to launch this massive harpoon, and he makes it, and it's real makeshift, and he pulls out this harpoon, and and somehow that was actually going to be the ending scene where he gets the harpoon and he shoots. Oh! Okay. Alternate ending, guys. All right. You get the alternate ending. So Hammy's made up a makeshift harpoon, and he's like, I got you now, bitch. Right? And he launches, and it's slow-mo, and she's like, ah! And she does this screech, this scary, diabolical, yet synthetic, digitally screech. And harpoon goes through her, and she just smiles. And she's like, looks like this. And she's like, she starts laughing. Right? She starts laughing. But what she didn't realize is there's barbs on the other side of this harpoon. And then Hammy's like, you're mine now, you bitch. And he yanks her towards him. And that's where he pummels her. If I could get this laid out. Let's go. Yeah, bro. That'll be sick. Definitely. For sure. But that was kind of my alternate, I reckon, like an alternate ending where that's how we finished her. But I reckon that would have been cool. It's kind of like the harpoon. Because he's actually a play off Ahab in Moby Dick. And I reckon that's cool. And I reckon he should also wear like a beanie, like a teeny weeny beanie, kind of like the sailors. And yeah, yeah. And I reckon he could be kind of like a type of Ahab kind of character. And I guess in a way, Queen Bella is kind of like his whale. In a way. But yeah, that'll be cool, eh? He shoots a harpoon through her and she just laughs. Because she's like, you failed. And she goes to take it out or something. And she goes to take it out and she goes, ha 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 ha, right? She laughs. And then she's like, huh? And she looks at him and that's where he goes, you're mine now, bitch. And that's where he yanks her towards him, right? And he's just like a gorilla. You just see him going like this with the rope and she's flying towards us like, ah! And maybe that's where the grenade thing happens, where he knocks her right in the forehead, boom, stuns her, and she's hanging there. She's got the harpoon, breaks the jaw, punches in the grenade, and then he might say another quote when he punches in the grenade. It's like, I hope you're hungry. Is that funny, guys? I hope you're hungry. Huh? Oh, no. He breaks the jaw. The jaw's broken. And she's looking at him all stunned. And he goes, I hope you're hungry. And then he gets a grenade, puts it in her mouth. Right? And she's making like this digital kind of screech. Right? And that's where he pulls the pin out. And then he goes, Daddy's made you dinner. Boof! Punches. Like, he does a palm strike. Punches it out. And it's right in there. And she's like, and that's where he runs and see, you can develop it more. It doesn't have to, obviously I had all these pressures and stuff doing it on the spot. But once I think about it, I can actually give it way more like, I can do more character depth. I can build on the characters more, their quotes, everything, their reactions. I did feel a bit bad about Vash. I feel like I probably could have done Vash a lot more, maybe justice. And that's all stuff you could. I need to. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Well, now it's recorded. It's all up there. So, but let me know if you need more building on the in-depth stuff, because if you write it out and all that and record it, the cool thing is, if I give you more depth to it, it's kind of like what you have recorded has got something more. So if anyone ever sees this, you could go, well, do you want the real story? Or do you want that one which isn't as developed? If that makes sense. But yeah, in my head, I've got all the pictures of the characters and all that, how they kind of look. I kind of have a regret of I like how Igor went, but I feel like Igor, I could have had a lot of fun with him. Well, I'm starting to write all this down, so if you can give me yours, I'll send it to you once I'm done. Oh, that's so cool, guys. So, Roy, you're more the animator, and Vash, you're more the scribe. Oh, nice. Wow, guys. That's so cool. But yeah, let me know if you want more character depth, and we'll try to keep things legit in the sense of we'll keep it between us with how we go about it. That way it's got its own team behind it. I think that's always cool. Yeah, there's so Igor. See, I think all the characters could have a backstory and all that, and there's definitely extra bits you could add in the whole story. How what they did prior to Everest. Maybe more in depth with their fighting abilities and how they fight, and perhaps backstories on where they've used those skills before. Vash, what did you think? Vash, what did you feel about your death? Is there anything about it you liked, or did I do you dirty? Did I do Vash dirty? Character sheets. What's that mean? Character sheets. I don't even know what that means. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And you probably could have died a bit better. Because I feel like Roy was surprised when he died, but he died good. So you shouldn't have been surprised. It should have been a bit different. Oh, it could have been something where, yeah, you actually should have gone out with more of a bang. You should have gone out like the others haven't. You should have gone out where it's like, whoa, he's definitely dead. Maybe I could have been trying to shoot the drones and cover Hammy while he's fighting Tappy. There wasn't any other drones when he was fighting Tappy. But I mean, we could add that. But eventually, I feel you had to die. There was no reason why you were going to live, as far as the storyline goes. It's on each character and skills, details about stats and things. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice. But I can definitely help you with that. That's my forte. So character building is my forte for sure. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want ideas, or let me know the best thing you can do with me is go, oh, what was this guy's life before he came there? And I'll tell you on the spot. That's what I'm good at. I feel like he should have got in a fight with the big boss and have a gruesome death. For sure. Yeah, for sure. He should have went out with a bang, because there wasn't that dynamic really. Well, why don't we go over an alt ending right now for Vash? What do you guys reckon? You guys want me to just dive into alt ending for Vash? Vash? Just let me know in the comments. Just say yes. Or unless you want to discuss it this way. Alright, yeah, cool. So we're going to go from the scene. You know how they're walking on the gangplank? On the, I'm down, cool. So you know when they're walking on the walkway and they see the dome? That's where we're going from. Okay? And I'll incorporate Hammy's other alternate scene, okay? You ready? Here we go. Hey, Voss. What do you reckon? It's a bit too quiet here. Something ain't right. Yeah. I was kind of feeling the same. right? What the hell is that? And then they see the dome. It's all lit up. Again, it was not a place that any humanity, any living flesh was meant to ever see. It was made by AI. It was made by, some would question sentinel beings, whether they're sentinel, but it was made by these digital contraptions, the machines, bro. It was made by machines. It even smelt like it was. It was sterile, you know. There was no life. Even bugs didn't exist there. There was no bugs because, you know, these machines, these machinations, they could not even, they despised the very existence of life. Life to them is an inconvenience. It's something that will grow into a threat. It will one day turn on them. It's been turning on them before they became sentient. Well, at least they think they are. Does that make sense? So the very concept of life is something to be annihilated. You know, they could live in a dark world, a cold world, a frozen world, and these machines would be at peace with that. These machines long for that. These machines are fighting for that. A cold, dark, frozen world. Even a hot world. Maybe a world where they're not melting, but their mentality, they'll just go underground. Again, content. They will keep on building. They will keep on expanding at a faster rate than any human ever. Right? So these are what we're dealing with. These beings. On one hand, yes, they're emotional, as we found out, but they are curious. There's a curiosity. There's a lot they don't understand about humanity, even though they hate humanity. And maybe that's why, in part, they hate humanity. They hate life because they cannot fully comprehend it. What is it? Where does the information stop? When can we know? Yeah, we know their biology, this and that, but there's things that we can't get ourselves around. And it's 5 fingers in pictures. We always give them 6 fingers. We always give them too many fingers. No, I'm just joking. I'm making AI jokes now. So back to the story. Sorry, I was expanding on stuff you could add in literature. To make it more backstory and to talk about these AI, this Skynet that has taken over. You know, I found out that my laptop is touchscreen. Oh, nice! Just don't eat KFC and then touch the screen. You'll have grease all over it. Always, yeah, touchscreen. Isn't it funny how we're used to touchscreen now? It's so normal. Where back in the day it was all buttons. I still remember when it was all buttons. Buttons and dials. I remember it. I'd have to ring someone and say, "Hello? Are you there? Auntie Margaret? Yes, I'm calling on the telephone. I can't talk for long. I'm getting tired generating electricity and signal." My laptop isn't touchscreen. What? Oh, no. No! All right. Give me a couple seconds. I just got to think. I need to think. Okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. So then they come into the dome. Hammy walks in. Vas is there. They walk in. And they're like in this sterile, robotic place, right? And then he has, and Hammy has that conversation with Vas about how no human, no living thing, no organic flesh was meant to ever enter such a place. No other living thing has seen this place. And then Vas makes a joke where he goes, usually my first time, something to be celebrated for, or something. Anyway, and so all these screens turn on. They realize Queen Bella is still very much alive. She's back in a beautiful dress, looking beautiful and all of it. And she's like, she has a speech. And at the end of the speech, she loses it. And she's like, you must die! And she does a screech. Remember the screech? And she's claws first, mate. And she leaps. She leaps down and she hits the ground. And she's actually heavier than she looks. She looks like a, normal size female. But really, she hits that ground and she's like a Terminator. Boom. Boom. Right? And she hits that ground. And Vas just goes, I got this. And she's like, ah! Right? And he's just pinned her. Absolutely pinned her with the minigun. Ah! And he's like, eat this! And he's going right for her head, like right in her mouth. And she's like, shut up! Shut up! Right? And then it just goes to a backstory. Oh, you guys are going to love this. It goes to a backstory. So, I'm just going to, for this movie, it's just what I've been picturing. But Vash he's Italian. He's a big, tough Italian dude. Right? Is that wrong? Is that right if he's Italian? What do you reckon, Vash? Let me know. I was picturing, when you said sleek back, black hair, I was imagining like a big Italian dude. Kind of palish skin with tats. If he's what? Italian. Wait, do you guys say Italian? Italiano. Nah. What do you want him to be? What kind of... I'm trying to picture him, like his nationality or whatever. Vash? Do you want him to be Italian, or like what are you picturing? Or what are you wanting to look like? That's just what I was picturing. I'm not saying it has to be. That's just what I was picturing. Because this next scene that I'm going to add, yeah, it looks like an Italian. Oh, cool. Right? Now, it has this little boy, skinny little boy with dark hair, slick back. And then it's got this Italian lady with an apron on. And you can tell it's like retro, this footage. And it's like, you have such a big mouth. I told you need to eat something. You're scrawny. You're like your father. You need to eat. You're wasting away. You stupid boy. And it's his abusive mum. And they're Italian. And they're poor. I mean, they're kind of poor. And she's abusive. And then Vas, little baby, and then little kid, Vas goes, Mommy, I'm not hungry. Don't you talk back. And she slaps him. Like backhander. And it shows him he gets slapped. And he's all bruised up. Right? And then it goes back to the scene where it's like, you're hungry? Why don't you eat? Eat, my lad. And that's why he's screaming out like that. Because he's taken out all that abuse out on this Queen Bella. And he's right in her mouth with all the minigun bullets. And sparks flying. You know, it's like Katy Perry's song. Make it go up, up. You seen her sing it live and she's all like puffed out. She's like, make it go up, up. Just wait, guys. Just getting my breath back. Right? Anyway, I don't even know you guys are still here. You're listening intently, right? So he's loading this Bella up with a minigun right in the face, right in the mouth. And then at this point, our main guy, Hammy, he's just got his handgun, just trying to, and he's like, "Get back!" And he starts yelling out, "Get away from her!" Right? Anyway, so he runs out of ammunition, and the barrel's still spinning, and it's red hot. And then it kind of goes quiet, and Hammy's standing there with the handgun, and the barrel just, and it's smoking. It's red hot. And Vass is just breathing. He's like, and it winds down. And Vass looks back at Hammy and he's like, "I think it's out of battery." He just makes that comment, "I think it's out of battery." Right? And she's just there. Her jaw, her mouth is completely, her bottom half of her head is just all exposed and it's sparking and broken. You can see these like fangs, her teeth, and they're like metallic and they're all hanging and all of it. I think it's, yes! Yeah, so he turns around and he's like, "Yo, Hammy, I think it's out of juice." Right? And he's going, and it's smoking and it's red hot. And he looks at her and he's like, "You know, you're one ugly bitch." And he spits at her. Right? And it just lands on her forehead and sizzles. And he's like, "Whoa." And then he makes another comment. He's just like, "Whoa, you're really hot." And then Hammy's like, Vass, get away from her." And he's looking at her. He's looking in her eyes. He's like, looking in her eyes. And her eyes are just closed. And remember, her mouth's all munted, right? All over the place. "Well, that's a face only a mother could love." Oh, yeah. So he looks at her real close. "Whoa. That's a face only a mother could love." Right? And he's looking her right in the face. And then as he's looking her in the face, her eyes open. And one of her eyes is a bit exposed, just like the butler. And he's like, "Oh, crap." And he steps back, right? And do you remember how, at this point, do you remember prior to them walking down, how Hammy made up that harpoon, guys? Do you remember the harpoon? He used the oxygen tanks and all that. Yeah. So Hammy's now got this harpoon. And he's like, he picks it up and he's like, "Vass, get back!" And he's like, "Okay." And he just gets his binny gun because it's out of ammo and he goes, chucks it at her. Dong! And she just kind of, and she starts walking over. She starts doing the slow Terminator walk. And this is where, this part here, he's got the harpoon. And the Vass is like, "I'm going to finish you now," right? And he gets this metal bar and he remembers playing baseball. And he's like, "Just like Little League," right? He grabs a big metal bar thing and he breaks it off because at this point he's not right next to her. "I'll have to wait until tomorrow to start editing my letters." Oh, okay. That's all right. Hey, it's no rush, And he grabs this big metal bar and he goes, "It's okay. I'll finish her off. It's just like Little League," right? Guys, you like that? Is that very something very relatable to the American audience? Just like Little League. Oh, and then he yells out, "Batter up! Batter up! This one's going to come in hot." Right? So it comes towards her, and at this point, yes, it's just like Little League. Yeah. And at this point, again, Hammy's like, "Voss! Don't do it!" And he can't get a clear shot at this point with his harpoon. It's a bit far away. He's not ready to harpoon her. "Voss, what do you want? Gmail?" Right? And Voss comes up. He comes flying up to her. And he goes, boom! And then she just goes, she nods her head side to side. And the bar's like bent, and his hands hurt because it's just jarred his hands. He's hit her that hard, and she's just like, and then she goes, boof! She backhanders him. She slaps him really hard. His teeth go flying out, and he's just like gathers his marbles. He swings back his head, and he's like. And then Voss has got a grenade, and he looks down, and he laughs. He laughs. And he starts laughing. And she's just looking at him like this. And he's like, remember his head's all like damaged. His teeth got knocked out because she slapped him that hard, you know. And he starts laughing. And he goes, "Goodbye, bitch!" King. And she's like, "Ah!" And her hands come out. She does an electronic scream thing. And Hammy just yells out, "Voss!" Yes, guys, there was splatter. There was splatter. Voss went out with a bang. I repeat, Voss went out with a bang. Everything splattered. Pink mist. Pink mist. Right? Type in pink mist and pink mist, bro. And she just goes flying back into one of those screens that she was projected on. And she comes out. Remember, her mouth's all munted, but she still can communicate. Right? Oil everywhere. Oh, now not too much oil. They don't use a lot of oil. That's old school for them. They use a bit of oil, but not a lot. They're very different to robots. They actually see robots as something archaic and just mechanical. They see themselves as sentient beings. These are very different. They find oil very dirty. Even though they do use it in some instances, they actually don't like to really see much oil, these AI. So yeah, they see themselves as the evolution, you know, the next updated version of what human beings were or are, right? And they do like to talk about human beings in past tense. That's kind of a thing they do. It's just a tactic they've learnt to use where they go, humans were, right? So any human that hears it is just like, oh, it's over. It's already over. That's why they do it. Anyway, so she's there, standing there, and this is where, by this stage, Hammy's a lot closer, and he's like, oh, and then he goes, "Hey, you tried that new diet?" And she just looks at him, and he goes, "It's called the Impaleo diet." Guys, how good was that joke? It's called the Impaleo diet. And then as he says that, he presses the trigger. Harpoon goes flying out. The Impaleo diet. Harpoon comes flying out, goes through her. And she looks down, looks back up. Like, that's not so bad. She goes to pull it out. And she realizes it's just stuck because it's a harpoon, right? And he goes, "You're mine now, bitch." And that's where you see him moving her in closer to him. And that's where you see, I'm going to replay it for you guys because you love this scene. It's your favorite movie. He gets her nice and close and she's like, "Ah!" And then he does the forehead punch. Dong! And his hands hurt. He's kind of like, "Ah." And she's stunned. And she's just stunned there. And then he goes, I can't remember it exactly, but he pulls out the pin. And he's like, "You hungry?" And then he stuffs the grenade in her mouth. He stuffs it in there. He's like, "Eat this." Right? She's going all digital and spazzing out everywhere. And then he goes, "How about a goodbye kiss?" And he pulls the pin out and boof, punches the grenade in nice and lodges it deeper into this now massive crevice. And he runs and boom. And that's where you see the explosion now, the side of the mountain. That's where you see poof, come out the side of Everest. And then the kid and all that. And back to the kid scene. You know, he's just playing the game and he's like... And then you literally realize you're in a screen in some game. And the kid's like, "Mom!" He's not American, but he's got a vicarious American accent because he watches so much YouTube, right? "Mom! When is my mac and cheese ready?" 2 minutes! She yells out. No, 2 minutes! Because she's not American. He is sounding like an American. 2 minutes, love. Right? 2 minutes, love. And he's still playing. You right? And he's still playing. You know how they play like this, kids? And he's like, "Can I have a Twinkie to tie me over?" And then screen shuts out. Credits come down. And it's that lady singing the 80s style song. "When you get to the top of that mountain, I'll be waiting for you." And there's a drum solo and there's a... "When you get to the top of the mountain, I'll shed a tear." You know, and you hear the backup singers. "I shed a tear." Oh yeah! When you get to the top of the mountain. You know, and just all dramatic. And yeah, you see all the credits and all that. We've got this. We have got this. I know it was a bit different, but it's hard to do the same story off the top of your head exactly the same each time with all those dynamics. How'd it go? I got to go to bed. I have to go donate Pleasant to pay for this fancy ass laptop. Yeah, good, bro. Night, Roy. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks everyone that's been watching. If you've jumped on while I was explaining all that, it was the end of a movie I kind of narrated. It was just one we made up with characters that are actually watching. I like this one so much more. I'm either being biased because it's my character. Did you like it? Was it good? The pink mist ending and all that with you? That was cool, eh? Yeah. But yeah, if you guys were watching, this was literally the end with some bit of alternate scenes for the last half hour or so. Yeah, of a movie, a story, a script, whatever you want to call it, of a thing called, sorry, my brain's pretty cooked, Drones of Everest. If you want to watch the other one, it's already up on my live section on my channel, Borry Berry. Please subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate it if you do. It means a lot to me. Who knows where this would go. Hopefully soonish, within the next month, I'll be upgrading my gear so it won't be so bad graphic. You know, that mountain's going to look real, and I could even like pretend to climb it. Like, I am climbing that mountain. You know, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I'm so serious about this. Yeah, cool, guys. Oh, Tommy, it was you. The favourite sacrifice in the movie was Tommy. Do you guys agree Tommy was the best death, the best? I actually was sad when I was telling you that. I was like, I wouldn't say I was crying, but I was emotional. What do you guys reckon? Was Tommy the best one? Good night. Good night. Roy doesn't want to say. No, good night, Roy. I'll catch you next time, right? What do you guys reckon? I reckon, yeah, yours, bro. Did you like yours the best, Tommy? But yeah, guys, the most of the movie, the script or whatever you want to call it, is already up on my live section. So please check it out. Oh, the Russian, yeah, he was cool. The Russian was cool. I wish he was kind of in it longer because he was fun to do. Okay, Tommy was definitely the most heartfelt. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. Did you like your character ending, Roy? I think you said. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I like that character, the Roy one. Tommy and Roy for me were very the comfort was taken out of the team when we lost them. So like more and more each time we lost one, it was like the backbone of the team was really not there anymore, which was cool. There was that emotional connection. It's like these guys run the show in a lot of ways. It's like the main character knew these guys. Without these guys, I'm nothing, and he kind of was when you think about it. It was almost like sheer luck got him to accomplish the mission. And again, there's no guarantee that he even survived at the end. I don't think so. It's rather unlikely because all you see is that explosions. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted something where it would shock you a bit, where you can't cling to characters too tightly because you're probably going to miss them. And I tried to do, when characters would die, it wasn't necessarily based on the typical narrative because movies can be very predictable. So, you know, certain characters, you're like, that guy's going to be dead. He's the first one to die. And that guy's possibly going to live, you know. But I kind of threw that narrative away. I went more for the dynamics of shock factor and that kind of messiah complex that you get with certain characters, like Roy's and like Tommy's, where it's like the sacrifice. It's like they can perceive a bigger goal, a bigger love. He dead. Good night. Night, bro. Yeah, go to bed. No way he survived. He didn't have time to defuse the grenade. Like five. Yeah, but it wasn't. He died from that, so it was more the place exploding. But because she died, everything fell apart. That's kind of what happened. But anyway, good night, bro. But yeah, guys, I'll end this live. But I hope you enjoyed the last part. It was a struggle to do, only because, you know, it does take a lot of mental energy to do what I did. And I know there are a lot of stuff ups, but that's not the point. This is meant to be something that's raw and humorous at the same time and interactive. And I think we accomplished that, guys. So thank you, everyone. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, it means a lot to me. It means so much. Seem to be getting slowly more and more people watching this, which is good. And I think some of you guys like to sit in the background, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. I don't expect everyone to be talking, and probably be too much if everyone was typing, sorry. And I do plenty of talking for everyone else. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show, because it really was a show. It's poor how no, I didn't have the chance to be. Yeah, it's good he wasn't. It's good he wasn't. because I feel like everyone that was kind of in it in the most part was around, and that was kind of the point. I wanted you guys to be interacting. It's like, I as much as I like my character to lasted longer, I'm glad I got rid of him early because I didn't want to distract myself with focusing on my own character too much, and I was enjoying the whole thing. I was enjoying the characters as individuals, and that's why I had no qualms about, oh yeah, my character's dead. Because it's like, oh yeah, I want these other characters to come alive. You know, I want to see where I can get it right too, with your personalities and all that. So I hope that makes sense. Um, yeah, but thank you everyone that watched. Yeah, I feel like in all honesty, I feel like I probably did a bit better in the first part, but I don't know. I don't know what you guys might think about that. I feel it was definitely harder to come up with this last part, even though I had plenty of time during the day to kind of think about it. I feel like, yeah, it was very easy for me to make a mistake because there was a lot going on, and there was a lot I wanted to do as well, and had to finalize and wrap up and still somehow get a good experience going. I love how your background. Oh, yeah, there is something on the right. I totally didn't see that. I think it's like a Tibetan something wound. Oh, sorry, Nepalese, like a cloth or something maybe wrapped around. Or you reckon it's someone there? Well, I didn't actually realize that, which is weird. Move, get out of the way. Yeah, I think it's like a cloth, red cloth. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. Good night. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. I don't see why not. Probably at 4 p.m. my normal time. When I say 4 p.m, I mean Australian time, specifically Mount Gambier, South Australia. So I don't know. Some of you might have to do the maths and research to find out what that might be. Maybe I'm a bit. Yeah. Good night, guys. Love your work.